What is it? That stench. I've smelled it before.
Hey guys, welcome back. I am excited because today we are talking about an elite who I believe to be the most underrated character in the entirety of Halo, the Shipmaster Rtas Vadum, also known as Halfjaw. He's one of my favourite characters ever in Halo for a number of reasons, but what we're covering today has to be one of the biggest ones. This is Rtas Vadum's long, detailed history with the Flood. During the Battle of Alpha Halo and also the events of Halo Combat Evolved, Rtas served as an elite Spec Ops commander, serving the Arbiter's Fleet of Particular Justice, the fleet that followed the Pillar of Autumn from Reach to the Halo. He was in command of every single Special Operations unit within the fleet that was deployed on the Ring. However, neither him nor his closest warriors had ever done battle on the Ring, despite them really wanting to. Within the Arbiter's fleet was an agricultural ship, the Infinite Succor, which supplied the fleet with most of its food and nourishment, and stationed on board the ship was a holy prophet, the Minister of Etiology. However, this crucial supply ship had mysteriously gone dark, believed to be boarded by humans, maybe even the Demon. When the Arbiter learned of the ship's status, he needed to act, and he needed to act fast, so he summoned none other than his most valued warrior to go and investigate, Rtas Vadum. Rtas then gathered his most elite warriors, including a sub-commander by the name of Bero Kusavai, a legendary Sangheili believed to be one of, if not the greatest, energy swordsman to ever exist, a very close confidant of Rtas. The Spec Ops crew embarked onto the Succor in their Phantom, and when they arrived in the hangar bay, what they found confused them. It was known that 8 grunts were killed there, but all that remained were smeared trails of grunt blood, leading through the blast doors. As far as the Covenant were aware, humans had no interest in the dead, or at least they hadn't before, but they followed the blood nonetheless, until they reached the mangled remains of engineers, which only served to heighten the team's confusion. This was unlike anything the humans had ever done before. It wasn't their killing methodology. It was way too barbaric and violent. As they continued to move through the ship, their confusion levels only rose. They reached the ship's hunting preserve, supposed to be teeming with animals to hunt, yet all their senses picked up on was one creature, believed to be some sort of parasitic infestation. Upon investigation, they were attacked by a hulking, disturbed creature, unlike anything they'd ever seen before, and were then assaulted by more creatures, smaller yet larger in number. After some fighting, Rtas ordered his elites to switch to their swords, and they began cutting through the foes as they came, using their personal energy shields to deflect some of the bullets the beasts fired. Eventually, they were overwhelmed, and they fell back through the blast door, where they tried to initiate the ship's self-destruct system, but to no avail. It turned out that the Prophet on board was blocking Rtas from accessing any of the ship's systems, in fear that he and his troops were infected, and that he would use the systems to attack the Covenant, and then help this strange parasite spread across the galaxy. To unlock them, he demanded that he and his crew made it to the medical bay, so the Prophet himself could personally see for sure that none of them were touched by the parasite. So the team then fought their way to the medical bay, their numbers however dwindling in the process. On the way there, Rtas ordered Bero to overload a plasma battery, which effectively destroyed many of the infected on their tail. When they made it to the medical bay, they were scanned to the Prophet's approval, and he revealed he was locked inside a secret security room, 1 level down. There, the Minister revealed what they were truly dealing with: the Flood, an ancient parasite that was actually present in some of the Covenant's religious scriptures, and one of the many hurdles they had to pass to begin the Great Journey. He'd also discovered that the Flood on board was searching for the engineering room, where they could gain access to the ship's slipspace engine and use it to begin spreading across the galaxy. It also turned out that the Flood had begun to create a proto-Gravemind, which was making them even more intelligent and deadly by the minute. To fix this colossal mess, Rtas devised a plan. Bero was to take the remaining grunts and 3 elites to the hangar and signal to their Phantom to pick them up, while he would take the remaining 4 elites to engineering and activate the slipspace drive, with a course plotted directly into the sun. This would take all of 5 minutes, and within 10 minutes, they'd all be safely off the ship and the flood would be headed directly towards the sun. However, the minister, a typically weak prophet, instead insisted that they get him off the ship ASAP and destroy it remotely. Angered by the prophet putting himself before the good of the Covenant, Rtas picked the fucker up and slammed him on the floor, taking his system override codes and remarking how easy it would be to just kill him and say that the flood consumed him. The teams sliced and diced their way through endless hordes of flood to their respective objectives. On their way to engineering, all 3 of Rtas's elites were killed and one of them was infected, but he died an honourable death by the blade of his commander before he could turn. Things were already bad, but when Rtas finally made it to engineering, things went from bad to worse. The minister, or at least what remained of him, appeared on the monitor in front of him, almost entirely infected by the flood, assimilated into their hive mind, sharing all of his knowledge and information, declaring that the flood now had sufficient knowledge to spread beyond the ship. After plotting the ship's course, Rtas turned to see his sub-commander, the great swordsman Bero Kusavai, semi-infected, stood blocking the doorway. What ensued was arguably the best energy sword duel in history between the 2 best swordsmen arguably to ever exist. The 2 went back and forth, dodging each other's slashes and parrying each other's attacks. Rtas used his energy shield to parry one of Bero's swipes, but he quickly followed it up with another one, which cut directly into Rtas's wrist and partly severed his mandibles. With this, Rtas managed to deliver a fatal counterattack, impaling Bero before giving his loyal brother an honourable death, ensuring that he would still join them on the great journey, despite the parasite's grasp on him. Battered and beaten, Rtas boarded the Phantom and departed the Infinite Succor, the only survivor of this horrific event. So, that summarises how Rtas had smelt that scent before. Something that I actually didn't know that I found out when I was researching for this video was that this operation was actually a cut level from Halo 2 that got repurposed as part of the graphic novel. I mean, it's pretty similar in theme to the gas mine missions, Arbiter and Oracle, so I'm assuming that it ended up getting repurposed as those, but it still would have been pretty cool in Halo 2 to have an almost flashback mission to the events of CE, but from a different perspective, to actually see this happen in-game. But either way, I'm really happy that we eventually got this story told in some form, because Halo 2 alone made Rtas one of my favourite Halo characters of all time, and this story only enhanced that. We seriously need him back alongside Arbiter in Halo Infinite. Like, God, the things I would do to get this character back. Just, if he does come back, please don't recast him. His voice is so fucking cool and, dare I say, iconic. It would be a real shame to lose it.
We shall cut into the heart of this infestation, retrieve the icon, and burn any flood that stand in our way.
Also, this video is a sort of up-to-date remake of a video that I made about 2.5 years ago, back when I only had like 6,000 subscribers. I figured that I'd update it in the sort of modern Hidden Xperia style, now that we're almost at 200,000 subscribers, which is absolutely mind-blowing. And also because I love this story and also this character so fucking much. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. Quick announcement, now that Black Ops 4 is out, most of you guys know that I'm a huge Zombies fan. I'm actually going to be streaming Zombies very regularly over on my Twitch channel, so that's twitch.tv/HiddenXperia. Go follow me, maybe come stop by every now and then. It's just something different from Halo that I'm not going to do on this channel, but I'm going to do over on Twitch just for fun, so check it out. I want to give a big thank you to all of my Patreon boys for supporting me: Ardent, Tomahawk, Evan, Momo, Shikata, Mjolnir, Matthew, Pierre, Tony, Jim, Zach, Jack Madden, Eric Brown, Sam Grafton, Bruin98, Hayden Woods, Gareth Davies, and Matthew Brown. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you in the next one.